The Daily Mail. Everyone knows Black Lives Matter was a scam. Kanye West dismisses social movement in scathing post after wearing inflammatory White Lives Matter top at Paris Fashion Week show. West appeared to be reinforcing a lack of faith in the cause, which has developed a reputation for staging mass street protest. Black Lives Matter gained global attention after playing a key role in the protests that followed George Floyd's unlawful killing. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for stopping by. I do appreciate everybody supporting my work, all that I do. I do this work for free, so anything that you can do to help me out is greatly appreciated. So dropping a comment down below, dropping a like, sharing the video, all that stuff, it makes me happy. You can check me out on Rumble and on Twitter. I'm on both those platforms as well. Now, there's been a lot of news around Kanye West lately, a lot of things he's said, a lot of things he's done, a lot of things have happened to him, and I want to take a look at this article. This is a really long article. We're not going to go through the whole thing because that would be insane. There's another article I want to look at too, maybe a couple other articles I want to look at. But let's get into this one here. Kanye West sparked outrage on Tuesday after dismissing Black Lives Matter, the social movement created to protest social and racial injustices. Really? Racial injustices. Okay. I think that this was a social movement created to line the pockets of the founders, the Marxist, communist founders. The rapper and designer slammed the global cause on Instagram, where he commands more than 17 million followers after wearing a provocative White Lives Matter sweater. It's not a sweater, it's a t-shirt. At his supposed Yeezy fashion show in Paris on Monday evening. In a post written in white uppercase letters on a stark black background, West 43 addressed his followers, writing, "Everyone knows Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. Black Lives Matter was a scam. It was for money, for the founders, for the people involved in it." And here's that post that he wrote. You can see an image of that if you look at the screen. The outspoken star appeared to be reinforcing a lack of faith in the cause, which has developed a reputation for staging mass street protests regarding the perceived mistreatment of minorities around the world. Around the world. You could maybe make this out as minorities around the world. You could maybe make that argument. But okay, so you want to talk about minorities around the world? Guess what? Worldwide, white people are a minority. So you're stupid. Daily Mail. This article is just garbage. I mean, it gives a lot of information, but the people who wrote it are obviously biased. Founded in 2013 following the fatal shooting of Trayvon Martin by George Zimmerman in the United States, which was found to be justified later on. Black Lives Matter gained global attention after playing a key role in protests that followed George Floyd's unlawful killing by a white police officer in 2020. Yeah, they actually got global attention before that. They were organizing protests before that and saying, pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon, marching on the street saying that. I don't know what to tell you other than Black Lives Matter has been calling for the end of the police and the end of white people ever since its inception. Well, the hashtag Black Lives Matter hashtag, like I said, this article's garbage, and slogan serve as reminders that inequality still exists on a global scale. West surprised fans well-versed with his outlandish statements by appearing to make light of it on Monday evening. Yeah, inequality does still exist on a global scale. Is that race-based inequality, or is that a point of view-based inequality? You want to have like some sort of pot of money that goes to everybody equally? Well, that's communism. That doesn't work. We've seen that not work. Launching an unexpected Yeezy show during Paris Fashion Week, he wore a sweater emblazoned with a White Lives Matter statement while watching his parade of models take to the catwalk in garments bearing the same inflammatory message. Well, in the images, it's not a sweater. It's a t-shirt. Why do they keep saying it's a sweater? He was joined by divisive right-wing commentator Candace Owens, who beamed while wearing a complimentary version of West's sweater. You mean it's a t-shirt? We'll see the images. The Anti-Defamation League, they're just a bastion of equality, has previously called the phrase "White Lives Matter" a hate slogan. Of course, because they say that all white people are inherently evil as well. The slogan worn on West and Owens shirts has previously been used by the KKK and other white supremacist organizations as an attack against Black Lives Matter movement and black people more broadly. So using words no matter what organization you belong to now, is considered racism. No. Okay? the KKK can say White Lives Matter. They're allowed to say that. They have freedom of speech. The thing with the White Lives Matter statement is it's a backlash to Black Lives Matter, which is an acceleration towards eliminating white people, starting the race war, to just bringing about what would be the end of the United States as we know it, which is already happening. I mean, anyway, but this is just an acceleration of it by saying Black Lives Matter. We all know that Black Lives Matter. We don't need a movement for that. We don't need to have that as a political statement. We don't need to be toting that around. It's fine if you want to. I mean, you have freedom of speech, but then I have the freedom to say White Lives Matter too. Because guess what? Very controversial statement here. White lives, in fact, do matter. Oh my goodness, no. And they're going to go through why you can't say White Lives Matter in here. It's going to be great. Here we go. We have the controversy right here. BLM suffered a stream of scandal. I think it's supposed to be scandals after raising $90 million from supporters, with the nonprofit spending more than $25,000 of funds at a Malibu resort, and co-founder Patrice Cullors facing backlash over her $3 million housing portfolio. Yeah, she has like a couple of houses in LA that equal $3 million altogether. You know, there's been a lot of shenanigans in Black Lives Matter. Here's one of the founders. Good for her. It's all about like it's about supporting Black people, the Black people who founded the movement. There's other things that have been brought out about it. You can find it. So here's the shirt that he's wearing. It says White Lives Matter. This is Kanye, or Ye as he wants to be called. White Lives Matter. It's not a sweater. The move appeared to be another example of West distancing himself from mainstream Black politics. In 2005, West made international news when he appeared on a telethon for the victims of Hurricane Katrina and declared George Bush doesn't care about Black people. Well, that would be the evidence that was shown to us. I mean, it took him like 10 days before he got aid down there or something like that. Since then, he has aligned himself with right-wing figures such as Owens, as well as former President Donald Trump, and has regularly sported a red Make America Great Again cap in public. During a May 2018 interview regarding his support of Trump, West said, "Racism isn't the deal breaker for me. If that was the case, I wouldn't live in America." Well, I mean, there's not really that much racism in America. People want to sit here and say that, like,
the Americans, it's such a terrible country about they mistreat the minorities, blah, blah, blah.
And they used to, yes. Today, we don't. This came out once with one of my students. I made the comment, Japan, the most racist country in the world. He's like, I thought the United States was. And that's like, no. The United States is extraordinarily tolerant of people of very different backgrounds. This guy was a Pacific Islander. The other guy in the room with me was a Filipino guy. And it's like, I'm a white guy. So, you know, we're all in the same room getting along. We're not trying to kill each other. Wow, what a concept. Whereas in, like, you go to some of these Asian countries and they spit on you if you're not Asian. They want you gone. I am ye, Kanye says, and everyone here knows that I am the leader, West said at the event while referencing his new legal name, adding, "You can't manage me." Yeah, I think that Kanye West is probably insane. And here we go. We see the shirts that Candace Owens is wearing and Kanye West is wearing, or Ye, whatever Ye his name is. They are t-shirts. They are thin cotton t-shirts, probably some sort of cotton polyester blend or something. I don't know. Maybe they're not polyester. They're pretty wrinkled looking. Now, Candace Owens, as I understand, is married to a white man. Is that true? Well, there you go. If she's married to a white man, then obviously she would say White Lives Matter. It is not the first time that West has stoked controversy surrounding race, after saying in 2018 that he thought 400 years of slavery was, I think he's talking in a broader sense here, esoterically, that if you allow your type of people to be enslaved for 400 years, then you're holding that notion in your mind as the only possible outcome. I don't want to read this because it could very well just get my channel yeeted off of YouTube. He later apologized for those remarks, but also described them as an example of free thought. Yes, he has the freedom to think whatever he wants to think. There are no thought police in the United States, and there's actually no thought police anywhere in the world. There's an attempt at thought policing, but there can truly never be thought police. In April 2018, he again drew huge criticism when he tweeted, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks." There you go. Okay, well, he's allowed to think that. I don't know. Manifest MC Clinton at Van Lathan, "Do white lives not matter?" He asked the question. And then Van Lathan responds to Manifest MC Clinton, "We don't need a reminder of the worth of white lives. America is a shrine to the worth of white people." Yeah, Yeah, you're right. I mean, when I turned 18, they gave me a luxury car, a mansion, several $1 million in the bank. Yep, that's what happened. It's a shrine to wealthy and influential people, no matter what their race. This message is reactionary to a message affirming the worth of black lives, which have never been worth anything in America. Well, then leave. If you don't like that, then why do you stay? I don't know what to tell you other than it might not be the place for you. In its intent, it's a white supremacist notion because it posits that we can't have a conversation about the worth of black people without having conversation about the worth of white people, which is effing insane. No, I mean, the statement that Black Lives Matter is saying that black lives should be elevated above all others. If you want to, and I've heard people rail against this when you say all lives matter, people struck that down as inflammatory, as racist, all those different things. And it's just the truth that all lives matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what your ethnicity or anything. It's just people's lives matter. The notion that it always has to be about white people in America is incredibly frustrating, emotionally draining, and the whole problem. But here's Kanye apparently centering that notion. Yeah, that's what's happening. In response to West's White Lives Matter shirt, Lathan wrote on Instagram, "We don't need a reminder of worth of white lives. America's a shrine to the worth of white people." So it just recaps what he wrote up there in the tweet that I read. And then we got all these images. And then we got this tweet here from Jamel Hill. "So many folks are trying to excuse Kanye wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt as just a troll move or marketing. Maybe it is, but it's a dangerously dumb message to send for someone with his massive platform. I've been off, dude." What? I've been off, dude? What the hell does that mean? Do you speak English? Come on. These people. But y'all go ahead labeling his foolishness as genius. Yeah. Mark Lamont wrote, "Kanye West's decision to wear a White Lives Matter shirt is disgusting, dangerous, and irresponsible. Some of y'all will rush to defend him. You should ask yourselves why. Because white lives do matter? Oh my gosh, saying White Lives Matter dismisses black lives. How come we have to talk about white people when we talk about black people? Well, I don't know. Maybe we all live together in the same country. So maybe we have to talk about all the people instead of saying, oh, black. And then you say oh, you don't have the right to talk about black people if you're white. Oh, it's not my place to educate you. I don't know what to tell you other than we can't talk about white people, then how would we talk about black people? Because we all live together. The hip hop community outspoken rapper Boozy Badass, who famously bragged about paying, I will say, ladies of the night, to perform oral pleasure on his son, who was then 12, and nephew, who was then 13, called out West. Oh yeah, so Boozy, yeah. Let's see what his tweet says. Boozy said, "After all we've been through as a race, you put this disrespectful S on? You give no F's how blacks have died and suffered to the hands of the white man, and you say Bush don't like black people? Really, N?" I heard people saying specifically that Bush doesn't care about black people because he didn't send aid to New Orleans right away. It took him days to get the aid down there. So look, that Mark Lamont guy who's up here, he's a professor at Temple University. Mark Lamont. He's the one who said Kanye West's decision to wear a White Lives Matter shirt is disgusting, dangerous, and irresponsible. Some of y'all will rush to defend him. You should ask yourselves why. Well, because you can't talk about black people without talking about white people in this country. Because we live together. Will Smith's son, Jaden, yeah, he's, intellectual giant, tweeted, "I can't stand behind what Kanye's saying. He doesn't have the full support of the youth." He followed that up with a simple Black Lives Matter. Yeah. According to Page 6, West gave a speech to the crowd while wearing the garment and referenced his ex-wife Kim Kardashian's Paris robbery in 2016, where she was held at gunpoint, as well as his fallout with clothing giant Gap. West's latest appearance with Owens is particularly surprising, as she called his ex Kim a lady of the night on her Daily Wire show. In September, after Kardashian's ex Ray J claimed she and her mother Kris Jenner had released their S-tape in a calculated manner, like an album. Well, I mean, she's allowed to think what she wants to. Maybe Kanye agrees with her. I mean, he was married to her for years. Maybe he's like, yeah, you know what? That's why I left her. I don't know. I don't know why they broke up. And you know what? Considering they're not part of my personal life, it's none of my business. I have no dealings with Kim Kardashian or Kanye West. So why is it any of my business? Although the producer and fashion star has feuded publicly with Kardashian over her parenting and her ex-boyfriend Pete Davidson, he has expressed an ongoing desire to get back together with her for months. Okay, well, maybe he wants to get back together with her. Maybe he doesn't think that she is that. Or maybe he likes, ladies of the night. Maybe that's what he prefers. So you tell me. I don't know. It's none of my business. If he wants to date her, he can date her. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of the important stuff on this article. We're going to move on to another article here where Jaden Smith, this is from Billboard, Jaden Smith among Twitter users calling out Kanye West for White Lives Matter shirt. He began trending online when he wore a long sleeve shirt with White Lives Matter written on it during his Yeezy Season 9 show. Kanye West debuted his Yeezy Season 9 collection during a surprise Paris Fashion Week show on Monday evening. That was October 3rd, so I'm a few weeks behind on this one. But began trending online when he was seen wearing a long sleeve shirt with White Lives Matter emblazoned on the back. Not only was the rapper turned designer wearing the phrase on his shirt, so were some of the models in the show. He went on to pose with conservative commentator Candace Owens in matching White Lives Matter shirts. We're going to skip down to this part down here. While the Can't Tell Me Nothing rapper's reasoning behind wearing the shirt is currently unknown, the racist phrase was, it's really, it's racist to say that White Lives Matter, was widely adopted for years by neo-Nazi and white supremacist groups in response to Black Lives Matter movements. Yeah, okay. My wife isn't white. I don't know what to tell you. The fiber and integrity our nation was founded on is being unraveled. Homosexuality and mixed relationships, the former WLM website used to, this is White Lives Matter, used to read before it was taken down, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Illegal immigration, healthcare, housing, welfare, employment, education, Social Security, our children, our veterans, and active military, and their rights are the issues we face as white Americans. We face that as all Americans. There are black veterans, there are black military personnel who are suffering. The laws and immoral orders the current Obama administration are passing are drastically targeting everything the white way of life holds dear. Maybe race relations fell apart during Obama's reign. It's been said that, by a lot of people, that was a result of the Occupy movement, the Occupy Wall Street. So to deflect the focus from these captains of industry in our country who are basically perpetuating the poverty and the rich versus poor in this country, they said, hey, no, look, you have to really worry about the white people. They're being racist against you. And so all this exploded then. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it was what Obama did or said, but that's what happened in 2010. So it does seem pretty likely that these captains of industry would do something like that. In response to Yee's shirt, Twitter users began flooding the platform with disapproval for his insensitive choice, especially given that he is a black man. See below for reactions, including some from fellow artists, including Boozy Badass and Jaden Smith. Yeah, we already saw those. So, Jaden says, Black Lives Matter, true leaders lead. Okay. And then we already read Boozy's thing. This is from a person that speaks language I don't speak. Kanye West making black models wear White Lives Matter shirts is a culmination of his anti-blackness and his immersion in white supremacy ideologies and methods. Disgusting. Really? You're white and you say that? I mean, you're not supposed to do that, right? I don't think that Kanye is anti-black. It says here anti-blackness because he is black. So I don't think that he would be anti-black. I mean, that's kind of silly. We saw this one. This is that really long one we read in the last article. And I want to get down here to some of these other ones. We got Bishop Talbert Swan. Kanye West doesn't care about black people. I think he does. I think Kanye West is justified in wearing a White Lives Matter hoodie. Okay, I don't know what that means from Walu on the web. The Jewish Ginger Register. So the guy who thought slavery was a choice and the women who said slave owners deserved reparations more than the slaves wore matching White Lives Matter sweatshirts. It's a t-shirt, stupid. Color me surprised. Kanye West and Candace Owens make Martin Luther King Jr. roll over in his grave. You think so? I think Martin Luther King was for all lives, wasn't he? And we got Echo Mars here. Whether it's Lowen Borbert or Marjorie Taylor Greene saying dumbass like Democrats have already started the killings they have. During the Democrat riots, the progressive riots after George Floyd, 30-some people died because of those, as a direct result of those riots. Or Kanye West and Candace Owens wearing dumbass like White Lives Matter shirts. They just want attention. Please stop giving it to them. Echo Mars, you're smart. And maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they just want attention. But I mean, these people, they're celebrities. That's what they want, period. You know, they want the attention because they need it to, that's what their job is. Their job is all about getting attention. That's what I'm doing here on YouTube with this channel. I'm trying to garner the attention of you, dear viewer, so that I can receive support and make this some sort of lucrative endeavor on my part. Kanye West is not the only one who feels this way. And Kanye West, I imagine, watches a lot of Jesse Lee Peterson and gets these ideas from him. Now, Kanye West, Ye, this is his name now. Kanye West, or Ye West, responds to getting canceled by JP Morgan Chase, updated. So he no longer has a partnership or whatever with Chase. I stopped using Chase years ago after the 2008 crash because the banks, the big banks did that. So I stopped using all the garbage. But I don't want to look at this article. I do want to look at this other article here. Now, I've got to scroll down real quick because there's a video that perpetually plays. It's really annoying. So I'm just going to skip past that so we can see the important part here. All right. This is it. Talking about Candace Owens. While Owens claimed that JP Morgan did not disclose the reason for severing ties, the letter was sent to West on September 20th, according to a person familiar with the matter who was not authorized to speak about it publicly. The decision was made after Ye publicly said he was going to cut off ties with the bank. JP Morgan is giving West 60 days from the date of the letter to find a new banking relationship. Okay. So this controversy came out saying that he was guilty of wrongthink and therefore Chase severed ties with him. It looks like it's the other way around. I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that think that Kanye West is guilty of wrongthink and that he needs to be canceled. A lot of people. So I wouldn't be surprised if JP Morgan sent this letter to him saying, hey, we're canceling our contract with you because you're guilty of wrongthink. I don't know. I don't know the details. I don't have the details. But I did want to point that out since that is the big thing that's going on right now with Kanye West's Chase Bank relationship is being eroded. So that's all I got for this time. Apparently, I didn't realize this, but my life doesn't matter. I didn't know. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.